Guys, Andy aka Treminair here again for another 1 a.m. video. This time I'm showing you guys the UGX Wallweapon boxes, which are basically those things that you see in Requiem and most other maps running UGX 1.1 in World of War, where the weapon spins in and out when you walk up to it. So you notice I have a custom model here with obviously has a custom texture, it's playing custom animations and custom sounds. So that covers a lot of spectrums there. My next thing that I want to do is probably get a custom weapon in the game, which shouldn't be too hard based on how easy it was to import all this stuff. So that's pretty cool. This one's obviously the little SMG, the CUDA here, and then inside this room I have another one as soon as I get enough points. And in this video I'm going to get a little bit more technical after I show off the feature, because some people have been asking me on Twitter and Skype to kind of talk more about how I'm actually doing these things, so that maybe it can benefit some other people that are working with the alpha tools and kind of share the knowledge. So I figured I'd go ahead and do that, as well as, of course, just like last time, answer any comments from the last video. So let's see. All right, I got 900 points. Let's open this door and got the HVK 30 on the wall there. And obviously the prices are just totally arbitrary. What just happened exactly? Why do I hear the... What the fuck? I just lost like all my guns. Is that a... I don't even know what just happened. I don't know if I just don't have enough experience playing Black Ops 3 to know what the fuck just happened, or if that was a bug. But looks like it's lost all my weapons. But anyway, that's it for the feature show off. So now the technical side, I'm going to show a bit of the actual tools interface now, like the for any of you who do modding in World at War, you're really going to be familiar with Asset Manager. We now have a new version of that called APE, or APE, which I'm sure PC Dev had some part in naming. And it stands for, what does it stand for again? Asset Property Editor. And I love this program so much. It's so much better. I mean, obviously people have their complaints. It's a little complicated, of course, but it does a lot. So I mean, you have to expect it to be a little complicated at first. But it's really easy to pick up, especially if you're already familiar with World at War assets. So I'm just going to go through what I did here. So to add a custom X model, Black Ops 3 uses xmodel bin files now, which are basically compiled xmodel export files. It's a special format they introduced. So what you have to do to get your xmodels into this format is you have to export them from Maya or Blender or whatever you like to use, using the World at War export plugins, because they haven't given us any for Black Ops 3 yet. And it turns out the file format is similar enough, or possibly even identical, to the point where Black Ops 3 doesn't care, and it'll run the models no problem. So you export your model to an xmodel export file. You probably already have a folder full of them from World of War modding, so just copy those on over to your Black Ops 3 model export folder. And then you're going to use this tool that you will find in... Where did I find it? I know where I copied it to, but I'm trying to remember where I originally found it. Let's see here. It's called export to bin.exe. I don't remember where I originally found it, but it's in the mod tools, so if you just search for it by name, you'll find it. And it is a console application, so it's got no UI, so you have to open your command prompt and just drag that in there. And if you hit enter, you'll notice that it runs a program, shows you some simple syntax and formatting, and shows you how to use it. So what you have to do is you have to take your xmodel export files, which I will show you some here. And what you're going to want to do is once you have your export to bin.exe, you're going to want to copy it to your working directory. That's the only way I've been able to get it to work so far. For some reason, it doesn't seem to work with a path. Maybe I'm just using it wrong. If anybody else knows how to use it correctly, please let me know. But what I've been doing is just copying this exe to my directory where I'm working with all these X models. And then I cd to the directory, which if you don't know how to do that, you type your drive letter first, and then you type cd, and then you copy your path, and you right-click and paste. Then you'll be in your directory that has this exe. You run export to bin, and then the file name, including the extension, so UGX Wallweapon Box acid dot xmodel export. Don't know why it doesn't just assume the extension. And now you'll see here that I have a UGX Wallweapon Box acid dot xmodel bin. And that's the file that APE is going to accept. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go into APE. You're going to create a new GDT and give it a name. I've already created one called UGX. You can see it here. Once you have a new GDT, it kind of acts like a folder for your assets. So then you create a new asset. You choose your asset type, which in this case is going to be an X model. You give it a name, UGX Wallweapon Box Acid. You select its type, which for a model that's going to be animated like this one, I'm going to choose animated. Otherwise, you just choose rigid like you did in World at War. And then you can just ignore everything else on here except the LOD. You need to set LOD detail to the bin file that we just created. So I'm going to go into my folder here, and there's my xmodel bin. There we go. Now, you'll see over here that it is trying to render it actually very poorly. I wish I knew how to control the zoom on this preview window. I haven't figured that out yet. Nope, that doesn't do it. So yeah, I don't know how to do that yet. Where did it go? Well, fuck. Oh, it's on my other monitor here. Come on. There you go. All right. So then you'll notice down here, this is one feature that I love. It automatically recognizes what materials are missing and gives you a nice little notification. And if you click this nice little button right here, it offers to create the asset for you with the correct name. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then it gives me a nice little exclamation mark that says I need to set my material type. Great reminder. I choose lit, which seems to be the standard material type. And then you can give it a color map, which is also a separate asset type. So I'm going to let it create one for me. I'm going to use the default name. The type's already set, so now I'm going to choose my actual texture file, which I have in model export. Texture, UGX Wallweapon Box C. And then the rest of this is already okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. And if I click Weapon Box Acid, you'll see that there is actually a preview of the model there, even though it's rotated the wrong direction. And then to do the anims, it's a very similar process. You're going to need your xanim export files from World at War. Go ahead and export them the same way. Copy them into the xanim export folder in Black Ops 3. Then you're going to want to run a different, I believe it was a different exe. Maybe it was the same one. Let me check this. Yeah, same exe. So you're also going to use export.bin to convert the xanim exports to xanim bins. So that's straightforward. Just follow the same directions I just gave you. And you'll end up with these bin files. Go ahead and go in here, create a new asset of type xmodel. Xanim. Give it a name. And then you're going to choose the anim file, which is the bin we just created. And you're going to choose the model file, which is the xmodel bin we just created. Okay. And then down here, optionally, you can also specify a model for it to use in the preview, and it is an autocomplete form, which is nice. And there you go. And if I click play, you'll see that it's spinning. It's actually easier to see if I draw the axis. There you can see the bones spinning. So it's so simple to import like xanims and models. I mean, like, I'm blown away by how simple it is. I love it. The complicated part was actually getting these anims to work in game, which I will go over now. What you're going to need to do, and there's probably more than one way to do this. I've noticed that Black Ops 3 has this new format of file called, I believe it was called anim table, I think it was. Yeah, I don't want to look it up right now, but I think it was called anim table. And I didn't really feel like learning something new, so I wanted to see if anim trees were still a thing in Black Ops 3. Turns out they are. So what you need to do is you need to make an anim tree just like you did in World at War. And you can drop it in user maps, your folder, make a new folder called anim trees, and then you just place your ATR file in here. I'll go ahead and show you mine. Whoops. Let me open it in Sublime just for consistency. So you can see all it is a list of file names, basically. These are the only two relevant ones for my project. And once you have that anim tree, you declare it in the script just like you always would. You can assign it to a variable if you wish, or you can just use the actual hash reference right here. And then to actually play the animation, you're going to want to use this function, which thanks to Did You Know I Pwn, Dookip, for pointing it out to me. It's also on the scripting reference for Black Ops 3 if you have Alpha Tools access. And basically, it's a function of playing animation on a script model. So all I did, this is optional. This is like a notify that's sent when the anim plays. I'm not using it, but I went ahead and made it the same name as the animation. The thing that's important is that you call the function on your model, you pass the model's origin and the model's angles, and then you pass your animation hash right here. And once you run that line, it will play the animation. But you also have to include your animations in your mod for it to actually work. And I believe you have to pre-cache them as well. I haven't tried without these pre-cache lines. That probably would have been something good to try before the video, but I went ahead and added these pre-cache lines. And I added some lines to my zone source. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. You go into your mods folder, and you go into zone source, and you open your mapname.zone file. And you'll see I added two lines here, just like in World at War, the xanim comma and the name, xanim comma and the name. Once you've done that, you're done. Your anim should work. You're good to go. As far as sounds, that was also very easy. You go to raw. Let's see, where was it? Let's see, where was it in share raw? Yeah, share, raw, sound, aliases. You'll find a file here named useraliases.csv. Just open that up. You can copy the test sound line as a template, and you're just going to want to change the alias name and the file location. And of course, you can specify any of these options if you know what they are. I didn't bother. So I've gone ahead and done that here, sorry. And then I've also placed the source wave files in root, sound assets, and then the folder that I specified in my alias, which is UGX mod, MISC, and then here's the two files right here. It's also important that they are the correct format. So what you need to do is open a program that can change sample rates. I like to use Audacity since it's free and simple. And all you have to do is open your sound file in Audacity by dragging it like so. And then at the bottom here, you're going to want to set your project rate to 48,000 hertz. And then you're going to want to do file export and you're going to want to export it as a 16-bit signed WAV file. Once you've done that, all you have to do is run the linker in Launcher, and if you've done everything correctly, formatted your files correctly, you won't see any errors here, and you'll see the sounds process. And then you'll be able to play them in-game just like you would in World at War, using some play sound lines, which you can see here. So that is the technical side of things that I agreed to share. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about here? I don't believe so. I still haven't found a way to get weapon names from script. I'm sure there's a way, obviously, but I haven't found it yet, and I don't see it on the scripting reference. So right now I'm just using the word weapon in my hint strings, but that would be nice to know. Anyways, let's take a look at some comments and see if there's anything prudent that I want to talk about here. Let's see, what did I remember somebody asked. Here we go. On the flogger trap, a lot of people were commenting that the mic quality was pretty bad. We're aware of that. Jaybird's going to fix his mic, obviously. That was his first time using that mic. On the gun game video, people were asking if they could use parts of the video to show off news on their channel, and I said, yeah, sure. If you credit our channel in your description and mention like verbally where you got this video from, we have no problem with you using our footage. How far away do you think full custom maps will be from the UGX team? Obviously, it's going to be until they release a full and complete version of the tools. Right now, we don't even have co-op. There's no way to play co-op, and nobody can play these custom maps without using the special EXE that Treyarch gave us. So it's going to take a while. Definitely no estimate yet. Does Widow's Wine and Electric Cherry perk machines not come in the mod tools? No, they did not. They probably will be in the next update they're giving us. Some guy asked if we managed to port the whole World at War UGX mod to Black Ops 3. The answer to that is no. I have not ported the whole thing yet. I'm just doing little bits and pieces. Somebody asked if we could port the PPSH. I'm working on a weapon port. There's going to be one soon, I'm sure. Somebody asked, since the weapon is its own entity, can you change its current characteristics such as damage, fire rate, reload speed? The answer is I'm not sure because I haven't tried, but if I had to guess, I would say yes. That seems like a pretty obvious conclusion. Are we going to bring the disco mutator back? Of course we will bring that back. Are the multiplayer black market DLC weapons included? The answer is no. They might come in the next update, but we don't have any DLC content right now. We just have the stuff from the Giant. Will BO3 UGX mod have working akimbo? You little shit. Of course it will. Fuck you. I think that's the end of the Q&A here. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter username is Treminair, same as you'll see in the title for this video. And that's it. Have a great day, guys.